And in a troubling nationwide pattern, 3rd Congressional District voters in western Wisconsin won't hear from their candidates on a debate stage. Jordan Fremstad explains why one chose to stay silent.
'Tis the season.
We saved our pitchforks for lifting hay.
A familiar cadence echoes over the airwaves.
He never had a job outside of politics.
Election attack ads inundate our lives.
What the Pfaff?
It's kind of interesting.
I'm Derrick Van Orden, and I approve this message.
You have to take each one with a grain of salt.
Seriously? What the Pfaff?
They pronounced my name right. I give them credit for that.
Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District became an open seat after Ron Kine called it a career.
We have a broken political system today.
After 25 years.
What's going on in Washington makes a big difference.
Candidates normally take their platform to a professional environment where journalists get to ask them real questions. It gives people an authentic perspective of the people who might represent them in their district. However, one of those candidates won't debate.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Republican candidate Derrick Van Orden declined Democrat Brad Pfaff's challenge to a debate.
Candidates don't always want everybody to know exactly where they stand on issues.
Van Orden also turned down a candidate interview with Leader Ethics.
Really pleased to introduce Brad Pfaff.
4 or 5 times they tried to contact Van Orden, never got a response.
Political analyst Joe Heim would know. He serves on the board. Van Orden's sizable lead in likely voter polls, Heim says, could explain Van Orden's silence.
And if your candidate is well ahead, why gamble and do a debate?
Nationwide, candidates of both parties are pulling away from the traditional debate platform. In this year's top 5 Senate races, there's been only 6 debates, compared to 17 in 2010. Republican Carrie Lake, running for governor in Arizona, is blasting her Democratic opponent for doing the same.
I would love it if she would show up because I think there's a lot of important issues that the people of Arizona need to hear about.
However, Van Orden's social media offers plenty of words.
Or it might be the 9.1% inflation.
He holds town hall events where his supporters ask the questions.
Federal government needs to be cheerleaders for the police department.
They may or may not ask the right questions, to be blunt.
This leaves out other issues.
I wasn't part of an armed insurrection on January 6th.
And you'd like to hear it from the person's mouth exactly how they explain it.
Heim would like to know more about Pfaff's life.
I'd like to know a little bit more about his background before he entered politics.
Just like a job interview.
They had to share kind of a vision of how they see themselves in the role that they're applying for.
Voters will have to rely on their own knowledge.
They're the losers. That's the sad part of it. We don't know enough about the candidates without having things like debates.
How can voters trust their representation in Washington?
You are not a dictator. You're one of 535 people.
When half of their neighbors' questions are ignored.
I think debates provide a service for people.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jordan Fremstad.
Jordan reached out to the Van Orden campaign multiple times for comment. He did not get a response.